Hello, this is an ES technical analysis, and we'll be revisiting the forecast given in January. You can see here on the 26th of January, there is quite an interesting analysis, in my humble opinion, including yearly candles and volume profile. Later, we also decoded that previous forecast. So you can also be looking at an article called Decoding a Previous 2023 S&P 500 Forecast. And basically, we were calling for the 4,400 key level. And we later also looked at various channels that would get us there. And now we're basically there, close to there. 0.7% was the distance from the high of Friday on the continuous contract. So the high was 4369.50, and that is 0.7% below the 4,400 number. And of course, as always, when we talk about such key levels, I mean, this was called over here, yeah? So we're talking about an area, and as you can see, we have this channel, a perfect touch point here on the 3rd of November and 13th of March, and that defines the lower band of the channel. And we've got the upper part here at 4,259.75 on the 13th of December, and another touch point on the upper band at 2nd of February. And when we extend that, we see nearly a perfect touch point, a bit of an overshoot, but that is quite typical. So this channel, in my opinion, is definitely intact. We also have some confirmations here in the middle of the channel. Uh, and where are we going now? That's a good question. We'll have to see if ES wants to break out up or not. But this is now a junction to look at. We always have a more than one scenario, but the the point is that we have certain technical junctions that are more important than they're just random prices. And so, if we see that the price has made its decision where to go, then the profit potential from there, due to a bigger move from that junction onwards to the next key level or target, is potentially high. That is why technical analysis looks at junctions, as mentioned, and then we can set our profit targets and stop losses accordingly. So, for example, if one wants to go short, not that I recommend going short at the moment, but this is just an example. Okay, if one wants to go short, if I can find the drawing tool for that, where is it? Uh, there we go. So let's say one said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go for a bit of a fake out, and then I'm gonna go short. Okay, let's say that is the vibe. So, or that is the trading plan principle. Okay, and again, you have to see what the price action is. I'm not saying this is a trade. I'm just giving an example where a certain junction may present certain reward versus risk that is attractive. Okay, so basically you can say, okay, if this is rejected now, if price is not going to in this junction break out up, besides maybe a little fakey, then I can be betting that it would go back on a swing trade back to this middle channel. And even if I have a decent stop, I mean, even my entry now is not filled yet, right? Because as you can see, I'll look at a lower time frame, even of 1 hour. I'm going to create a new high, but then it's going to fail again. Okay, this channel that we saw before the breakout will fail. That's the principle of the bet, as mentioned. So, and then I still have a very healthy stop above the 4,400 round number. So in this case, 4408. And my profit target is towards that middle channel, that dotted line. And then again, that gives me on a swing trade a reward versus risk that is 6.65. Okay, this is an orientation. So just to articulate that aforementioned point. Okay. Uh, for now, going back to the analysis, when we reached our forecast given in beginning of the year in January, so that's quite nice. And this was at a period where a lot of the media and a lot of the analysts were very bearish and calling for another new low. So calling 4,400 is was quite aspiring. And now we'll have to see what the price action is. These are very important days. And the next catalyst is the FOMC meeting next week. So we're the earnings, Nvidia, and the big, the big fangs. They're over, and the next visible catalyst is the Fed, and we will probably see some interesting price action there. If it pauses, then we might be testing again that this high over here of August 2022, and that is at 4,455. And if it doesn't pause, we might see, even if it went up that channel again, we might see something like this, maybe even like this. Okay, back to the 4,000, 3,900, 3,950, etc. This is again an orientation because we will have to look at shorter time frames and updated data and price action if and when that happens. Okay. Trade at your own risk. Do return to Forex Live for additional perspectives. I'm Itai Leviton, and thank you. Have a good week.